about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory? Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
I can see that the way the game renders some things like far in the distance seems a little bit off, but that's also noticeable because we're playing in 1080p instead of like the native 720p of the original, I believe. But
I once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members. These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home. This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
For the rescue and recovery of
2 days ago, ma'am.
brothers and sisters. I stand here true.
From political aide to director general in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
I don't think this is ever brought up again as far as I remember.
Nice work out there, ma'am.
Who these two people are? What do they call Elma ma'am? Sure.
The three of us were in the coalition forces together.
Because I know exactly what that is.
Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
This one of the survivors, ma'am?
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on, seriously.
Sorry, I clicked off the
Just
game
thought
for a
this
sec
never
by
let
accident.
Truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me Mr. Evans. Or just Gwyn.
All right, ma'am. We should be getting back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
Alright, well, Chapter 1 EU Los Angeles. We made it to the place. So, yeah, Mr. Dudo that's climbing up the ranks in the ruling stuff here. I don't think this is ever brought up again, and I think when I first played this, I thought that that was implying that he was gonna, like, turn out to be evil. I don't think he is, and I don't think this is ever brought up again, as far as I remember. Is that one of the moons there that's just freaking massive? Yeah, it's, like, there are, like I mentioned before, there are some hints that it might be connected to the overall story, like maybe, because kind of, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 kind of fall under the premise of, like, these universes were created after this event. It is always possible that the universe of Xenoblade Chronicles X was one of those universes created, maybe, and there's, like, some hints to things like Xenogears and Xenosaga, but, like, it's all just, like, little subtle hints that there's nothing, like, definitive, nothing canon. Who knows if Xenoblade Chronicles X is ever going to become, like, part of the overall Xenoblade canon, or if it's going to remain just, like, a separate story spin-off kind of thing, or what the status with it is going to be. But yeah, there's 12 chapters and we're on chapter 1, but the chapters get longer and longer over time. I wouldn't say the chapters get longer. I'd say that the prerequisites to unlock the next chapter become longer and longer and like harder to do. So like the space between chapters gets longer rather than the chapters themselves being long. Chapters themselves are like super short. You do those like really darn quickly. And then you have to spend like longer and longer between each chapter to like unlock the next one. This is the thing, because you've got like further conditions to unlock. Seeing America in Xenoblade 3 will be weird. Well, if Xenoblade Chronicles X was ever pulled into the canon, I don't think it'd be like this. It would just be like, oh yeah, by the way, the world of Xenoblade Chronicles X was created as well during said experiment that happened in Xenoblade 1 and 2. Maybe. Who knows? Oh. Well, I don't know. Let's go activate the cutscene that happens here. There's a little yellow circle here. I will say that the skells here do remind me of Mechon. I will say that. Like, it's even a very similar kind of particle effect out of the back with the jets there, you know? Similar-ish, I don't know. Well, they're similar to Mechon in that they're, you know, these big mechanical humanoid robots that are piloted by Dudos. Or the face Mechon were, at least.
Look, I know what exhaust smells like, and it was exhaust in the cockpit. Just check the ductwork, would ya?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt... Hey, look at that! The intake exhaust bypass is reversed. Oh man, it's a good thing I caught that.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly.
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn. Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-who's? Cool. I'm Lynn Lee Koo, mechanic and top all-around fix-it gal for Blade.
Also, her hairpins are the Monado. Look skeptical. How old are you?
She's 13, and I know.
I think she's younger than that in the Japanese version. I don't quite remember though.
Most of the time, that is. Most of the time.
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why don't I take you on the transport? It's a great way to see the city. I'll give you the grand tour.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, Doug, I think that'll be all for today. You can clean up here and dock the skell.
What?
Don't mind the exhaust. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Don't mind it? Wait, why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
So yeah, we have a whole lot of cutscenes in the beginning. I gotta put freaking Lynn into the party. Don't know why this doesn't automatically happen, but okay. But okay. Also, parties are 4 characters in this game rather than 3. I mean, these 3 are like your main characters per se, and then the 4th slot you can, you know, basically make whatever. I mean, you can make whatever party of 4 you really want to. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was thinking of there. Never ask a girl her age, but she's like a kiddo, and she has freaking Monado hairpins. If I can look closely at it, there, look, freaking Monado hair. What? Gosh dang it. Well, you get the idea anyway. You'll see it during cutscenes. So yeah, they do include like a subtle little nod to a Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Like that, with the little pins on either side being the Monado. As a little fun tidbit, but I mean... Alright, time for the little tour. This loads way faster than freaking it did on the Wii U.
Not bad, huh? You can see everything from up here.
It beats walking, that's for sure.
The best way to see NLA.
I'm just gonna say it right now, the audio leveling in this game is really, really bad. There's gonna be a lot of cutscenes in the future where the music is
Certainly
way
come a
louder
long
than
way
the
in last
voices.
few weeks. There's still so much to be done.
One day at a time.
Speaking of which, we don't really have time for a full pleasure cruise here. Why don't you give us the express tour, Lynn? Just the highlights.
Okay, you got it. New LA is divided into 4 districts. We departed from the industrial district, where Doug and I were conducting the flight test. It has food production, skill development, you know, industries and stuff.
It's also where the West Gate is located, remember? Expect to pass through there fairly often. The only other gate out of the city is in the administrative district, but I'm skipping ahead.
Next is the commercial district. Restaurants, galleries, cafes, clothing, groceries, you name it. It's a veritable shopping paradise.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards anyway. Day or night, the best and only bargains on the planet. To your right, the residential district. Housing, housing, and more housing. Well, plus a nice park and the cathedral.
If you're ever looking for quiet time alone, or want to relax and unwind with a good book, that's the spot.
Right? The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill. And last but not least, our destination, the administrative district, the nerve center at the heart of NLA. Note the distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley as well as the Barracks where we live. The lower level there is a hangar complex for Skell maintenance and repairs. And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Thanks, Lynn. We'll save the rest of orientation for once we're back at the barracks.
Enjoy your stay in the administrative district, and thank you for flying Linley Airlines.
Right. Let's get you over to the barracks. Then I should file my report. They'll be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we better not keep them waiting. The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind the giant blade tower here. That road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
We'll pass through Armory Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later.
Alright, well, reached and discovered administrative district. So one interesting note about this game compared to things like Xenoblade 2. The main organization name in this game is Blade, and the main, you know, characters slash weapons in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are called Blades. Is that a coincidence? Probably, but like, I don't know. It is an interesting note. It is a very interesting connection, though, how this game goes out of its way to have its main organization called Blade, and then the immediate game after this being Xenoblade 2 having, like, the main characters slash weapons be Blades, you know? But yeah, let's hear. Why do your eyes almost look pitch black? Almost reminds me of that red woman a little bit from, like, Tales of Arise? Elma? Her eyes being black, or you're referring to someone else there? I can move the camera in like this. You can go into basically like first person mode. Huh? What do you mean? Well, it's getting dark and a bit hard to see now. I mean, they're kind of bluish there. Wait, how do I reset camera? Nope, that's resetting like that. Like, I know you can pull it to like all the way freaking like, oh my goodness, it goes farther than I remember it going. I don't know if there's a way that you can just like move it back to like the normal standard position. Whatever, we can move into like here or something like that is what we can do. So this is the barracks over here, and this is the kind of place that it can be easy to get lost around on your first time through, but like I've done it long enough that this tiny little yellow door is the entrance to your HQ, where you operate out of. Oh, Lynn, you mean then?
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
Ask about registration?
I think I can answer that one. So, you must be the latest rescue.
Secretary Nagi.
Ms. Ku.
Nagi? That's the first thing I thought of when I saw that name, but
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No, nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here.
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
Ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
Also, is the audio leveling okay? Does the game sound volume seem pretty good, or should it be turned up more? Because it's turned up as much as it can go on OBS, but I can turn it up more on my actual desktop in the volume mixer if need be.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? He seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. He seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
I think I have to go through all of them anyway, so how do we end up on Mira?
It
started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat.
What? What? Glitchy thing with the cutscene there?
Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
So, information about Blade, huh? Do they come from core crystals?
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers, and of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Alright, so about registration.
Yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Ku, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
Well, Chapter 1 we just accepted. Take a guided tour of the Blade Administrative District with Lynn and Elma and learn more about life as a member of Blade. Also, does the audio leveling seem okay? Because I can turn it up in the volume mixer if need be. Like, hopefully it's alright, but if it isn't, I can. Whoa, adjust it! Just not in OBS, it would have to be volume mixer kind of thing. So yeah, this is basically your, hub thingamabob. Way later down the line, you can get, like, skills here and stuff, but this is like your home base. Not hub, but you know what I mean. This is the place, and it's the place where you accept story missions from, like, there. And stuff. That is what this place be. Alright, time to leave the thingamabob. Yes, exit to the administrative district. Should I have my camera off? This is gonna be another cutscene. It might be. Maybe. Probably. I think it is. Right. Yep.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah. Nagi must really, really want him to join Blade.
Yeah, because I'm the player.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that skill. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Gaze longingly at the skull.
Now this guy gets it. Aren't they just the coolest? Just everything about them. The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here. 1 sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over. So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the Scout console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the Scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Hey, okay, so I hope I didn't have my microphone muted as I ran up to this thingamabob, because I started speaking during the cutscene and I looked over, I noticed, but my freaking mic was muted and I didn't remember hitting the mute button. So if I was muted when I ran over to this bottle and I thanked P7 King for the follow, then whoops. I hope that wasn't the case, but just in case I did, I appreciate the follow. I hope I wasn't muted before. So whoops. Hopefully I just pressed the button, you know, right as the cutscene started.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout console.
I think this is the multiplayer kind of thing and online stuff.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one Blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other Blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell Blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
So we get to go get some armor / weapons. So something really nice about this game that this game introduced to Xenoblade was, I forget what the actual name for it is, but the whole fashion armor thing. The idea that you can have armor on that like affects your stats and different armor on that just affects what you look like and such. So Xenoblade Chronicles X introduced that. Luckily it was brought to the original Xenoblade Chronicles with the Definitive Edition remake on the Switch, thankfully, because it's like really, really good. And it was one of my favorite things about this game when it came out, that I was like, oh my goodness, I wish I had that in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, you know? Because it's such a freaking good feature. So, well, here we are. Here's the thing.
So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the
Find your
vendors.
dream skull and then customize it. I love how they're advertising it when they were just saying that only the best can use them.
Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for Skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the door. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
should I get any equipment at this point? I think when I did the playthrough back in 2018, back when I was like a brand new content creator, I think the fashion armor that I had on was freaking swimming trunks and like a snorkeler and whatnot. And I think that I had like a recurring meme of like, I don't want to experience the story, I just want to find the nearest pool if someone could guide me towards that. So if I could do that, gosh diggity darn it, I'm not a proper blade yet. If I could do that again, I'd be very tempted to. I guess we'll do it later. Go into freaking swimming gear and just be like, I don't care about exploring the planet. I just want to find the nearest pool, you know? But yeah, I do really like the customization options in this game. I do very much like it. But yeah, let's see here. Still pretty cool how this game is the first to incorporate the blade part from Xenoblade. I mean, it's not exactly blades as is known in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's just like the name of the organization here that, you know, is essentially the whole government and shebang and all the stuff going on.
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Nagi. Chapter 1, story mission complete. So yeah, this one's pretty short here and just tutorial kind of stuff. There we go. Received a guided tour of the administrative district and learned about life as a blade. I don't know where the Xeno came from. Like, the first one was Xenogears, I'm fairly certain. I don't know where the name originally came from, like what inspired it. That's a good question right there. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what is meant there. At least in this case, it can relate to the idea of, like, you know, Xeno meaning alien. Gosh dang it, I need freaking mechanical level 4. I'm not gonna be able to harvest that for freaking 3,000 years, is the thing. But yeah, if you can find out what the inspiration for the name of Xenogears was, then it would probably be something to do with that, considering that was the first in the Xeno series. One day I would very much like to play Xenogears and Xenosaga. One day I will. It might not be for 3,000 years, but the day will probably come. So we shall see. All right, back we go. Yeah, the jumping in this game is, well, it's something else. It's something else. Let's just put it that way. The jumping and exploration here is real good. So there's gonna be an immediate cutscene when I get into here. Yes, there is. Nagi.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Oh yeah, the commander in this game is named Vandam, and Vandam was one of the main characters in Xenoblade 2.
Said he'll come back,
Different guy, but...
that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What in the hell are we waiting for? As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
No.
Ms. Ku, how much do you know about life pods?
Life pods? You mean like from the white whale?
Yes, those life pods. Like the one Elma, a blade, rescued our friend here from. Emphasis on the word rescued. Because if you aren't released, you just sit there frozen in stasis forever.
So did you have an engineering question about life pods? Or is this all part of the guilt trip?
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. Now, what'll it be, friend?
So this is what happens. Ah.
Now, you wouldn't want to refuse the people who saved your life, would you, friend?
Shrug your shoulders and shake your head.
You said no, you wouldn't refuse. That's a yes, right?
No.
You said no.
Okay,
you
well.
wouldn't refuse. That's a yes, right?
He freaking debates you.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, he can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Caitlin, be careful what you say.